Have you ever noticed that every December you feel forced to spend money you don't actually have? You look at your bank account and it hurts, but you go to the store anyway. You buy perfumes, toys, and sweaters that nobody really asked for. Why? Ever wonder why you feel like a bad person if you don't show up with a wrapped box? You think it is about generosity, but is it? Or is it because you are afraid? What if that fear was put there on purpose? What if you're walking into a trap? Science has a name for this feeling. It is called the reciprocity norm. It works like a reflex. When someone gives you something, your brain reacts immediately. You feel a sudden pressure. You feel like you owe a debt. Your brain does not like this unequal feeling. It wants to balance the scale. So you feel a strong urge to give something back just to make that pressure go away. Big companies understand this perfectly. They know exactly how your brain works. History shows that the modern tradition of massive gift giving was pushed heavily by department stores. They had warehouses full of unsold goods at the end of the year. They needed to empty them to make money. So they created a marketing campaign. They taught society a new rule. Love equals spending money. They turned an emotion into a transaction. You're not buying gifts because you're full of joy. You're buying them because you have been trained to feel guilty if you don't. But ask yourself this simple question. Why do we actually believe that the price tag equals love? Is that really true? Who told you that? If you look closely, you'll see a big gap. Economists have studied this. It's called the deadweight loss of Christmas. That sounds complicated, but here's what it means simply. You spend $100 on a fancy coffee maker for your aunt. You worked hard for that $100. To you, the gift is worth $100. But to your aunt, she doesn't really drink coffee. To her, that machine is just clutter. It's worth maybe $10 or $0 to her. So where did the other $90 go? It vanished. It was destroyed. You lost money and she gained nothing. We think we're being generous, but we are often just burning cash because we are afraid to show up empty-handed. And what happens when you ignore your budget to keep up with this game? Have you ever looked at what happens in January? When you swipe that credit card in December, it feels easy. It feels like free money, but that's a trick. When the bill comes next month, the holiday spirit is dead. The tree is in the trash, but the debt is alive. If you pay the minimum balance, that $50 sweater for your cousin ends up costing you $75 or $80 over time because of interest. You're not just buying a gift, you're signing a contract to be poorer for the next 3 months. You're stealing your own peace of mind just to impress people for 10 seconds while they unwrap a box. So what if everyone is completely wrong about what a good Christmas looks like? What if we're focusing on the wrong thing entirely? Think about your best memories. Are they about a plastic toy you got when you were 7? Or are they about the time your dad taught you how to bake cookies? Or when you laughed until your stomach hurt with your friends? The marketing machine screams at you to buy stuff. They want you to believe that objects bring happiness. But humans are not wired to love objects. We are wired to love connection. The catch is this. You work extra hours to earn money to buy stuff. You're trading your time to buy stuff. But the people you love, they don't want the stuff. They want your time. We are running on a hamster wheel, working harder to buy things that distract us from the very people we are trying to please. We all feel this pressure. It is heavy. Does this sound like you? You walk through the mall and you see families loaded with bags. You check social media and everyone is posting pictures of mountains of presents, and you feel small. You feel like if you don't do the same, you have failed. You worry that if you don't buy the expensive gift, they won't know how much you care. But take a deep breath. It's not your fault that you feel this way. You are not a bad friend. You are not a bad parent. You are simply a human being living in a system designed to extract cash from your emotions. We have been trained since we were children to link spending with caring. Realizing this is the first step to freedom. You don't have to play this game anymore. Try this. It might feel scary, but just try it. Send a text to your family group chat today.
Suggest a secret Santa where you each buy only one gift for one person, or suggest a no gifts rule for the adults this year. You'll be shocked by the reaction. Most of them are secretly stressing about money too. They're just waiting for someone to be brave enough to say it first. Be that person. You aren't being cheap, you're saving everyone from stress. And if you still want to give, write a handwritten letter. It costs $0, but it ends up in a memory box, not the trash. Christmas is not about the boxes under the tree, it's about the people around it. Don't trade your financial peace for a fleeting moment of validation. So, before you swipe that card again, I want you to answer this one question. What is the best gift you have ever received that cost absolutely $0? Think about it. I bet it wasn't a thing. Let me know in the comments below.